Good afternoon, everyone. Today is August 7th, 2018. This is my daily recap. It was a great day of trading today. I'm excited to break down the plays I took today. As always, you can start a free one-week trial with us at kafinvesting.com. We would love to have you join us. And let's go ahead and dive in and get started on today's action. Like I mentioned, it was really a good day for us. I finished the day up about 16%, and here was a breakdown of my trades. I'm going to break down each one of these a little bit more specifically. The one I want to talk about first was my biggest one of the day, which was FIVN. Let's go ahead and dive into that trade. This was just an awesome trade for a couple different reasons. I loved the pattern that I played on it. This was a strong mover right out of the gate off of an earnings win, and it was really nice and volatile initially, spiking from the under $40 up to all the way to $42. I initially alerted this as a trade. When the stock pulled back here like this, I alerted it as a trade over high of day $42. But look what happened as time went on. It consolidated real tightly and created just this textbook wedge. Do you see this textbook wedge? If you ever see a wedge like that forming, then that spells opportunity. You want to look for wedges like this because it's going to mean that there's going to be volatility. Once the stock breaks the upper trend line, there's going to be a lot of volatility and explosiveness to the upside, just like we saw here. But if the stock were to crack this wedge to the downside, that means there's likely a lot of volatility to the downside there. But really love this play. So I initially learned it as a buy over $42 here, which was, I believe, at this area right here, which was the most recent high. But then I saw the stock get denied twice here. Do you see this little double top here between these two? I saw this little double top, and I wanted to take advantage of this play if we got the break over that level of 41.75. So I changed my alert, bought it over 41.75, got filled at 41.77, and it ripped really quickly. Now I was really quick about taking half-size profits at 42.48 here. I was in this double size, so I took one size of my profits at 42.48, and then I was real patient all throughout the day here and took profits right into close at 43.58. I was trying to get a play over 44 to take profits into. That's what I was waiting for, and you can see it tried to right here. But ended up pulling back, and I was very pleased. I took profits right here at 43.58. Was very, very pleased with how this trade played out. I was very impressed with my patience. I mean, I got in this about an hour and a half into market open, and I was patient enough with it all the way into close. I was very pleased with my patience. And in a strong market environment, it just paid really well to be patient. Next up, let's talk about ETSY here. ETSY was also an awesome trade. This was an earnings winner and had a huge gap up. This, I believe the stock was trading at $40 area or so, gapped up all the way to $50.60. I was waiting for this lovely pullback, just like I often do on these earnings winners. We finally saw a base here. My first entry was at 47.50 1x size, and then I added an additional size at 46.40 at this level here, and that's what gave me my 46.95 average. And then I took full size profits right here at 48.19 on the push over 48. All right, now I'm so pleased with this take profit here, and let me show you why on this next slide. Look what ended up happening. Sorry, this is all kind of messy, but this right here is where I took profit. Let me make sure. Here we go. This will be a little easier to see. Right here is where I took profits here at 48.19. And look what ended up happening. I was so pleased with my diligence in locking in profits. This thing ended up selling all the way off under 43. So I was only in this trade for maybe 30 minutes or so. Initially got in here, added average down, played this as an earnings dip buy, but you don't want to hold these things and just hope forever. Even with my FIVN trade, I was more patient with that one because the trend was there. But as soon as look at it, once the trend broke down here, once this breakout failed to move to the upside, and we knew that trend was over. I was very pleased with my take profit on that. Next up, let's talk about SEAS. This is SEAWORLD. This was a small trade, but a nice trade nonetheless. Now, I wish I should have showed you yesterday's chart on this screen as well, and that would make it a lot more clear why I bought over 25.50. 25.50 was a major resistance level on SEAS here. I should have showed that. I apologize for not showing that, but I took it over the 25.50 level, sold about 46 cents later. Not a crazy big trade, but a strong winning trade nonetheless. Was very pleased with it. Just locking in profits time and time again. ODP, this is another awesome trade. This one kind of had a cut pattern forming. You'll notice it got denied at 290 here and then pulled back and created this nice little curl and ramped up again. I took it over 290, got filled at 291. I actually had my sell in at 305, and it actually hit 305 for about 10 minutes and over 100,000 shares were traded at 305, but I did not get filled. I was very frustrated. I was just a hair away from getting filled at 305, and then it pulled back, and so I took profits at the $3 area once this trend line broke down. Let me show you here what I mean by this trend line here. Give me just a second. I'm still working on being good with this. So do you see this real strong trend line? As long as it held this trend line, I wanted to be patient with the stock. But then we got this breakdown of the trend line there, and so that's when I decided to just take profits here. Ended up bleeding all the way out to under my entry. So again, very pleased with how I played that action. Very pleased with my profit taking today. Everything just really seemed to work really well, and it was just overall it was just some awesome action. It was an awesome day. All right, next up we have OAS here. This was my one loser of the day. I bought this over 1350 on a very similar pattern to ODP. Let me show you ODP again. So notice on ODP we have here the denial and then the curl and breakup over high of day. This was a very similar pattern, except this one spiked a little bit heavier out of the gate up to 1390 on OAS and pulled back. So I was getting in this premature breakout level. Notice this little area right here, some resistance there. I wanted to play it over this 1350 breakout level. 1350 level is also going to be natural resistance, which is we call it natural resistance just because it's a $0.50 level. There's just that psychological effect there. But anyways, about over 1350, ended up not getting great follow through. 11-12 cents of follow through is all. I had my hard stop here at 1390. Took a small loss, moved on. I'm totally okay with that. It was a decent setup. Volume was good on it. I was fine with taking that setup. No regrets there. Actually ended up bouncing, trying to make a little bit move later on the day before and finally closing lower. So the last thing I want to talk about was Tesla. I did not actually trade this today, but I just want to summarize the craziness that was Tesla today. So Tesla was trading about the $340 area, and really nothing too crazy until right here, a rumor came out of a prince in Saudi Arabia who started a $2 billion stake in the company, and you'll see we had this huge run up. Now you'll see it started to consolidate and sell off a little bit. Then we got a huge another spike, and that's because Elon Musk tweeted out that he was interested in taking the company private at a price per share of $420. Notice only trading at $357. So then we saw lots of volatility here as people were trying to decide if this was a serious thing or not. People weren't sure if his Twitter account got hacked. I mean, there was just no justification for any of this action. But as time went on, Elon decided he started tweeting more and more and kind of verifying that tweet that he really did want to go private, $420 a share. So Tesla finally halted the stock here. They made it official. They released a blog post explaining why they wanted to go private. And then we saw this huge spike up here all the way up to 387. Massive, massive moves on the day from 340 to 387. Again, I didn't trade this, but I just want to talk a little bit about why Tesla was so crazy today. Overall, really a great day. Very pleased with how it all went. Let me go back again and show you my wins again, just so you can see those numbers again. Hopefully this is helpful running through that action. These are my trades. Good, strong, 16% on the day. Only one loser today, quite a few winners. I took some of these heavier size. That's why you'll see it says 2x size. Oh, MPTN. I didn't even talk about MPTN, but that was a good winner as well. So all in all, a good day, and excited for another strong trading day tomorrow. So thanks for watching.